Welcome back, guys. Behind me is my 1968 Valiant Safari wagon. I absolutely love this car just as much as I love Durries. So let's get it back on the road in 2 days. All right, guys, welcome back to Jake's Chop Shop. We're here, and it hasn't been 6 months. Are you surprised? Because I fucking am. Look what I got behind me, my Valiant wagon. So, obviously a lot's going on at the moment. Plenty shit, right? But I had this thought, because the truck's off the road, I have a slant 6. Well, it's not mine, but I'm gonna make it mine, and I'm gonna put it in this Valiant. So, let's see if we can do a 2-day engine trans swap, get this thing back road ready and cruising. Let's get it. All right, so let me explain myself real quick. My Valiant wagon, it's got a knock in the engine and the converter is damaged, right? So it's been off the road for a long time. I did have plans of putting a turbo LS in it, and we will do that, but just not quite yet. I just can't financially afford it. A lot of other things on the to-do list before that car. And it's one of those cars I'm never gonna sell. So when you put money into something like that, you don't get it back. So you got to be careful. But for the time being, I've got a VE sedan out the front. The body is completely rooted. It's good for parts. So I think I'm going to take the engine out of that because it's got surprisingly good running gear in it. It's got a automatic transmission in it. So all together, all working. I know it's good. It's in the car. So I thought, why not we just do a little engine swap for now. So nothing crazy. We're not going to paint the bay. We're going to maybe give the engine a little bit of a tidy up, pressure wash it, clean the components, put it in, and get the job done. And then the aim is, it's Saturday afternoon now. By tomorrow night, Sunday night, we should have that back on the road. So that's pretty cool. It's moving, you know what I mean? It's cruisable. You can take your mates out in it, and it's a good time. How many Patina builds have we done? 1,000,001. So why don't we just do one on my car, right? So let's get into it, eh? Let's check out the donor car real quick. So this is the Valiant. Don't mind my dodgy battery positioning, but 225 slant. This car's actually got power steering, so power steering box and the pump and all that sort of stuff works. Runs rough, but it runs. But it is a bit of a roughie. If anybody's interested in this, chuck us a message or something, email me. Email's in the YouTube about section. But yeah, pretty rusty. It's got some moldings and stuff on it, but it's one of those things, bro. But automatic. I just drove it here from over there. It's bad. It's rough. It's rough. But it's got a few good bits. But anyway, this is the heart. Let's get into it. So first things first, I got my Valiant on the hoist. I'm going to rip everything apart, pull all the bolt-ons, or leave everything I have to leave on, pull the rest off, get it all stripped, ready just to pull the engine and potentially the transmission out as once. I used to do these swaps pretty often because I'd fuck all my shit up, but haven't done one of these in a hot minute. Let's see how we go. So let's have a red hot crack, eh? So I've also got a reconditioned master cylinder I bought like a year ago, and we'll tidy some other things up while we're here. But this, what you're actually seeing here, funny thing, this is literally like 17-year-old Jake detailing things. That's what you see in there. Rattle can resprays, a little bit of a hand polish. My first ever rust repairs there, and the seal panels still going strong. Let's get it. Can't draft, mate. Get around it. All right, one car done. My engine is out, so happy days. We're doing not too bad on time either. I think that was like 2.5 hours. So next is the donor car. So we'll roll that in, put that over the hoist and get started on that one. I don't think I'm gonna film much on that, but I'm gonna touch base and we got both the running gears out, and then we're gonna do a bit of a detail, a pretty timely detail, mind you, some that's pretty fucking willy-nilly, as you might say. Pressure wash my bay, sort a few things out, and we're gonna slap it back together. All right, let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Sunday now, and we're just gonna have a look inside. It's looking sort of suspicious here at the workshop. I think last night I got a bit carried away. There's a lot off camera, but look at this place. Just soak it up and just sort of, you can almost picture the catastrophe and just the dramas, you know what I mean? And just the fucking mess. And just everything. But isn't that the hustle? It looks like an absolute fucking crack shack here. Look at that. Engine painted, transmission painted, extractors, intake manifold, all detailed up. It was a big night here last night, so plenty done. But you know what I mean? It was one of those nights that's just, all right, let's see how much I can get done. And I was pushing because I didn't want to leave until that engine and those bits and pieces were painted. So today, obviously, we could put it all in the car. This is the real world, isn't it? I feel like a few of you know this look on the floor, this mess, you know what I mean? There is some individuals that can do a whole job clean, but when you're in a bit of a rush, it's like, it ends up like this. And I remember so many nights when I was working on my Valiant wagon back when I was a bit younger. Well, it's only just a couple of years ago now, but this is what mum's carport would look like, you know what I mean? Because I was working at a mum's house and we didn't really have much, you know, like area to do stuff in. So it was just literally the carport. And by the end of the night, I remember there'd be, you know, the concrete carport and there'd be oil in the cracks and metal shavings and this and that. And that was just it, wasn't it? A few beers and working out the carport at mum's. I feel like a few of you would know what that feels like. And it brings you back. And you know what? When you're doing it, it feels like, oh man, this is shit. But it's the good times, man. You got a few of your mates sitting around, whatever, watching you. I love it. But let's get back into it. I'm gonna do a massive cleanup right now, and then we're gonna have a look at this engine, have a look at chucking it in the car and getting this thing running today. Let's see how we go. Guys, quick intermission. This would not be a Valiant episode if we did not do some concrete watering, so check it out. Get a bit of a close-up. They love it. They love it. Bit of concrete watering, couple Valiant. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. The white Valiant is stripped now. I ended up pulling out the power steering box and the steering column as well because I believe the steering column is specific to power steering cars. We're going to go over a few things. One, the engine. All painted up nicely. So as you've seen, pressure wash degrees. Then what I did, carby cleaner, brake cleaner all over it, quick wire wheel. Make sure you mask everything up. There's no metal filings going in the engine. This is by far not a nice paint job on the engine, but it's not too bad. For what we're doing, engine slap, 2-day thing, it's cool. Same as the transmission, clean. Painted it in some, what was it, Rust-Oleum cast grey. I'm obsessed with that at the moment. It looks super nice. It gives you that sort of realistic finish on the paint. Extractors, matte black, heat-proof paint. Obviously, original tail shaft. The captain is a dirty cunt. We love that. That's all ready. Steering box, power steering, pump, all painted up. I don't know about you guys, but anything power steering related, endless strips. I fucking hate this mess. I'm losing my mind. But painted. The next thing to do is the bay on the Valiant. We'll give it a quick pressure wash. Pressure wash, boom. Now this is the, I guess 17-year-old Jake has already detailed this, so we're gonna have a crack and just leave it how it is. It'll be fine to slap an engine in. It'll look the part, it'll run. Because the goal is, remember, we're not going for a crazy bay, we're just going for a car on the road. Let's get it done. So we'll pressure wash this now, slap the engine in. Yo! Also, wild card. You drink tequila, buy this one. It's good, all right? That's how we get things done. You're not very familiar with getting in the whole way, Aiden.
Apparently I am.
So real quick, we're changing the columns over. So the manual rack one is a little bit longer. I don't know if you can tell, but you look at the head because the manual box is a little bit smaller. So just something to keep in mind if you are doing a power steering conversion on one of these VEs. That's something that you might want to look into. So just giving this a quick little rattle can respray with some GMH black, scotched it up. While Aiden's doing an oil filter on the engine. We're getting pretty close to slapping the steering box in and getting ready to put the engine in. Let's keep going. Fuck me. What I need to do, grab those 3 bolts. All right, so we had a few issues. So it turns out, I thought that this would just bolt in. Didn't just bolt in, right? Did not. So what I've had to do is put this nice little indent into this tub. Now, yeah, put the light there. That looks skeeve, yeah? That looks fucked. But if you look at the factory one, this one also looks fucked. Looks a little bit more even, but pretty much fucked. So turns out, if you fit the power steering to the Valiants, you're gonna need one tool only. That is a 4-pound sledgy. Let's keep going. And I'll just, yeah. What I'll do is, what's that? Look what we have here. So, new master cylinder I brought a while ago from the boys down at Power Brakes on, what is it, Northeast? Northeast Road, all right? They're the boys you go to, and you need something like this rebuilt. You need to pick up any bits and pieces. Power Brakes, Northeast Road, check them out. Fuck, look at that. He's not fucking telling me. What is it? Hey, that's the aim here. Nice and fucking calm. You know what we're gonna do? Okay. Here we go. That's it. I feel like that was straight. You don't go from where you can see the ball. You go from 10 kilometers away. It's way better. You don't even fuck around. Is that the right side? See how it's like way easier from just all the way back here? Vinny taught me this one. You go from all the way back here because it's just easier. And you can do it with the Ugga Duggers too. Okay. See how it could be way easier? If you just think about it, I'm not a mechanic, but I could be right or wrong. But everybody tries to attack these bell housing bolts with the spanner and stuff. And if you just get heaps of extensions and come all the way from the back, right? It is so much easier, all right? There might be a better way to do this, but this is how I do it. Like this, you drop the engine, the transmission jack a little bit, get access to the bolts, get yourself a nice ratchet, do them up like that. You can tighten them afterwards with a spanner if you want, but quick, easy way, come in from the back, easy. All right, I don't mind coming in from the back of a bird either, but look at that, let's go. All right, so we're pushing along here. We've got the engine in, manifold in, extractors on. We're just having a look at this power steering pump. So it bolts off the water pump. I don't know if you can see it, but it's in there. But this extractor comes out here, boom, right in the way of that pump. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna cut the extractor right here, and we're gonna cut it over here. Right, we're gonna remove that piece. We're gonna bolt the pump up, plumb the pump up all killer, and then we're gonna have to tack our way and make ourselves an exhaust pipe. So a few little bits and pieces. Do you wanna move that out of the way, Angelo? All right, so this piece here, you can see here, cut it here, and this whole bit pretty much needs to be inverted to clear that pump. All right, but have a look at that. It's still a bit of a mess in here at the moment. We'll tidy it up a little bit more, but it's coming together. Let's get it. Big night on the tools. So let's see if we can get it somewhat close, all right? We'll keep going. Here he is. Look at it. The myth, the legend, the AutoPro master, the king, sir. It's the dim. All right, guys. So we're here at AutoPro. Of course, they're helping me out. It's last minute. It's Saturday afternoon. They should be shut, but I'm here being a fuckwit, right? So now, the last two videos I put an AutoPro commercial. Let me tell you something. I 100% actually endorse AutoPro, and no, I do not get paid from it. But I do recommend everybody comes down here, because everybody here, honestly, they actually give a fuck and they help you out. Plus, there's mad deals, right? I just seen this. Look at this. Deals. 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 You get boxes of this stuff, oil, $29, everything, deals. Look at this. Degreaser, you need it, because your shed's a mess. Deals. Right? Look, $29, deals. All of this shit, and my favorite, look, if you own a Valiant, you own any car, lowering blocks on the shelf. You don't need to order the cunt in. Plus, they've got a dungeon. Look, they got a dungeon with all the paint. They have cast iron. But come down, actually come down, have a yarn, whatever, they'll help you out, whatever you need. Plus, you can even get body panels, airbags, everything. You just gotta ask him. It might not be on the shelf, but he can get you anything. All right, buy shit from here. Whew. It's Monday now. What an effort over the weekend. We got this far with the car, but still plenty more to go. So last night we called it a day when this pipe here started fighting me with the power steering pump. So obviously we got that tacked up. Now you might be able to see a little bit better in the daylight how I moved that. So instead of coming out, we just sort of used the original pieces, just moved them around a little bit. So we've got that in place now. Everything's in place. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna rip all that intake manifold, the carby, starter motor, power steering pump, everything off the car again. Weld up that header, weld it all up, linish it up, paint it black again. And then I also got to, there's 2 snap studs in the head. I fucking hate it, but you get that in the big jobs. You get that with these slants, they sort of, because there's a lot of weight on the studs anyway, they sort of seem to have issues. Usually you get the snap thread out, you tap it, you put a bolt in there, works killer. So we'll be doing that to 2 of them. And turns out they're kind of important where they are as well. Like if there was 1 snap stud on this application, I'd probably let it slide, but this is an issue. So we'll get that done, get everything back in, and we'll go again for round 2, hey? We'll see how we go today. See how much these studs fight me. So let's rock and roll. We're getting there slowly, making progression. And again, I'm gonna get everything in place and then tidy up that extra 10, 20% at the end. So let's continue pushing on. Sam, I'm the only one here that can handle pressure.
It looks like you can't even handle low pressure.
You can't even handle defect. Oh.
I've never been defected before, but my cars are good.
You don't have any cars.
I know. That's how it works.
Fuck. This is supposed to slide on, cunt. Okay, stop recording. Fuck the recording. Give me my phone.
You could.
Yo, so finally, I think it's all buttoned up. So it's been a big couple of days. It is Monday night now. I think I'm there. I'm ready to put fluids in. We got to still find out if there's any leaks. Cross my fingers, cross my heart, hope to die there isn't. But I'll give you a little look underneath. Right, so we got trans in, tail shaft in, obviously slogans, some paint markings. I used to muck around a little bit. Engine's in, looking the part, all the lines. So underneath that's good. Before we lower the car down, I'll quickly show you. Got some oil, trans fluid, brake fluid, coolant. We're gonna run the green coolant. It runs a little bit cooler than the red coolant. I've got an extra filter here. So I've got double oils. So I'm gonna fill it up. This stuff's just pretty cheap stuff. I think from AutoPro, it is dirt cheap. You have to remember to go to AutoPro Kilkenny. Those boys, seriously, they help me out heaps. But what the plan is, run this oil through the car, run it, idle it, check for leaks, whatnot, and then I'm gonna dump that oil, have a look at it, chuck another filter on, chuck another load of oil in the car. The engine's been sitting for a while. I'm just gonna give it a good chance, you know what I mean? You can prime it up without starting the car, but I don't have any fancy tools, so we're just gonna run it, drop the oil, it's gonna pull out, hopefully, anything, any glug, it's not the best method, but it's gonna help a little bit, all right? That's all we are here, backyarders. So, chuck that in, and then we're gonna bleed the brakes. I'm here by myself, so we're gonna try and bleed them by myself, so see how we go. I'll lower it down real quick, I'll show you the bay. Now, keep in mind, it's not finished yet, so I still got to do some tidying up. But until I can hear it run and I know we're not going to have any issues, I'm not going to go to that extra 20% and make it look all Mickey until I know it's killer. Because we are dealing with some secondhand shit here, so it's always a little bit hit and miss. But let's lower it down and show you what I'm up to. All right, boom, here it is. Don't look at the Raceworks. They do not sponsor me. I do not endorse. That's another yarn for another time, the Raceworks story. Let me know if you just want to hear that. Engine in, painted. I got the Dizzy cap on. I will change those blue leads because that does my fucking head in when people have blue leads on the engine when they should be black. Just for now, the power steering lines are zip tied across the engine. I will put the brackets in and fasten that later, but I just want to make sure there's no leaks before I go and fasten everything. Obviously, the extractors in, made all the clearance. Linkages are just still sitting there. This wiring here, I will clean up because that looks like AIDS. I'll probably will do some brake lines on it as well just to match the master because they're a bit rusty coming out there. I don't like that. So yeah, we'll see how we go. We'll chuck some fluid in, all right? We're not looking too bad. When this is all clean, because keep in mind, I haven't even really gone over it and gave it my final touches yet. So just bear with me, guys. Trust me, I'll make this look Mickey Mouse. Alright guys, so real quick, I'm doing the trans fluid at the moment. Now this dipstick's in a real kind of a spot, so what I've done, I put a perfect size tube into the dipstick, well not the dipstick tube, right? Secured it in there, got the funnel, taped it up real securely, hanged it up. So what you can do is you can pour fluid into it without making a mess, you know what I mean? So it's just a little thing I like to do. So just goes in easy, a zip tie the funnel up, so you don't need two people, and boom. You know what I mean? Goes in there, done. You gotta try and work smarter, not harder. All right, hard work, obviously, but if you make the job a little bit easier, it's better. I might look like a mess at the moment as well. I've been fucking working my ass off. But we're getting there, almost done. I'm excited, man. It's probably been 5 years since it's been on the road, you know what I mean? So I was driving this around when I was 17. I was daily driving this thing. So I learned a lot on this car, and I made a lot of mistakes on this car, and gone through a few engines because of the mistakes, and I think that's an important thing. But hopefully this time, this one, you know, lasts a little bit until we do the turbo LS setup, because that will still happen. But just may as well have a car on the road, you know what I mean, than sitting, because I'm not going to obviously do a full build for a hot minute, you know. And I got the Monaro, got the HX, got the Mustang, got way more things that I got to do before I do this car. And when you're doing your own sort of thing, I guess the money that I put into this car I'm never going to get back. You know, it's not like a flip car where, you know, even if you lose a little bit, if it's a car you're just going to have some fun in, you at least get something back. But when I'm putting money into my Valiant, I'm never getting it back, because they can bury me in this motherfucker, because I ain't selling it. I might electric engine convert the thing. We'll see how we go. All right, the moment's come. So I've got the battery hooked up, everything hooked up. There's fluids in the car. They're holding at the moment. I'm going to crank it over. We're going to see what happens. There might be some earths, you know, that are a bit painted over or whatnot, but we're going to see how it goes. This is literally first crank at it. Also, the neutral start might need some wiring done to it as well, but we will see what happens. See what's going on in here. I don't know what gear we're in either, so we'll see what happens. We got nothing. No power. Okay, that was terrible. What just happened? I went to start it, wasn't cranking. I checked everything, checked the terminals. I was going over everything, driving myself nuts. And I thought it was a neutral safety, even though I sort of terminated that. I was like, shit, maybe it's something different to do with the columns. It wasn't starting. The car was cranking, but not with the key. It was cranking if you put a screwdriver across the starter motor, the bolts there. Anyway, boom, 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 boom. I had a little bit of a look through the Chrysler book I've got. I ended up replacing. Just then, I pulled this starter relay, I believe it is, out the other Valiant. Chucked this one in, and boom. It just turned over, it cranked. I just sort of cheated you guys of the moment, so I just had first start up. I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not going to make it out to be something it isn't. Let's see if it starts again though. Let's see how we go. There we go. Now you got to remember, it's straight out the extractors at the moment. Boom. How good. How cool. We've still got plenty left to do, buttoning up a heap of stuff. Let's get to that now. We're so close, I can almost taste it. So we're just gonna have a look in the trusty complete Valiant book. So it's all running, power steering fluid, there's no leaks, all that sort of stuff's done. I just want to check the timing. So I've got the timing light plugged up. I just want to see what they recommend from factory. Like I said, I'm not a big mechanic guy, so we're just going to follow what they recommend in the book, and we'll see where we go. You know what I mean? So have a look in this thing. If you've got manuals, guys, just check them out. You know what I mean? They have plenty of good information in here, especially the older cars. They pretty much tell you how to do everything, really. In these books you'll find out whether it's putting doors together, cylinder heads, everything. Check them out. Very cool. Rebuilding carbies, step by step. So, plenty of little tricks, you know what I mean, in these books, so I trust them. Clutch assemblies, everything. Whatever you need, mate. Just doesn't show you how to pull birds, but you get that on the big jobs. Look at that, fucking all the fucking bits and pieces. Imagine if they actually made proper books, right, with good information about Sheilas. Fuck, that'd be crazy. Anyway, let's get to it. All right, here we go. She's down on the ground. I'm getting keen. Now, I've just done a quick little bleed with the machine. So let's quickly get in here. I've got a little bit of a pedal. Don't mind this will be changed. My hands are a mess. I'm a mess. Let's see what this thing's got. All right, we're on. The brakes feel like they're working, so let's have a crack and see what they do, eh? And check the steering out. Boom. We've got reverse. Oh, we got good brakes. We got brakes. Oh, we got brakes, all right. Holy shit, that's so good. Let's pull it forward for a sec. There she is, boys. Unreal. Unreal. We still need to lower it some more, but check that out. Running and driving Hurst. That's red hot. Obviously got to clean some stuff up, but boom. Let's take it for a drive tomorrow. Bum stops at the back. Here we are, guys. Another day. Sam's looking good. How light's the steering bar?
It's pretty great. The brakes are even better.
How's my brake bleeding by myself?
It needs fuel.
Wrong with the wagon. So we've got a bass tune on it now, as you just seen. Samuel gave me a hand. It's running, driving, obviously still some loose ends to tidy up, and also off camera, I just chucked the hubcaps on that I have. Now these are, I think, Chrysler by Chrysler hubcaps, I don't know. The car actually came with these when I bought it from Loxton about 8 years ago. I like them. It is what it is. I like them. I might change it. I like them for now. But the next thing we're going to get onto, right? Clean the windows. You know what I say, windows clean, wheels clean, and the trim has to be clean. The biggest problem we got is the trim. So, check this out. Big issues, guys. Big issues. It's all just terrible. Look at that, it's terrible. The back's not too bad. It's got some dodgy seat cover on it, but the front seat, it's killing this car. Also, the steering wheel's killing me a little bit. It's a bit of a mess. Luckily though, in the back, previously before I got the car, it's got a bit of wood, carpeted, it's neat, right? But we need to do something about the rest of the trim. So, yesterday when I was running around, I made a stop at one of my favourite shops here in Adelaide. It's called Midwest Trader. It's in East End, Rundle Street. I picked up some Mexican blankets, right? So I got 2 of the beige, white, grey ones, and then they only had 2 of them, and I got 1 grey, black, white stripe one. This obviously is from the truck. We're not going to use this. What I'm thinking is, see how these seat covers are wrapped around the top and the bottom bit? I'm thinking wrap the top with a Mexican blanket, bottom Mexican blanket, and the top of the rear with a Mexican blanket. You know what I mean? It ties in. We got the colors here. We got the brown here. I can see it, you know what I mean? That's gonna fix the seats. I've got another center ring for the steering wheel, and actually my steering wheel from the other column is a bit better. We got to vacuum the carpet. I don't actually like this carpet. It's terrible, it's stained. But we're gonna do something with that. Just clean it for now, I reckon. We might touch up the door cards with some paint, make them look a little bit cleaner. Just some vinyl spray. Obviously leave this. I love this. I do have new chrome strips, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna use them right now, because the plan is obviously still gonna do a build on this car. And I wanna get the trim redone, but not right now. You know what I mean? So what can we do right now with this in one night that's gonna make it from that to something you take your missus in? You know what I mean? You take your kids in, whatever, family, mates. It's comfortable, it's clean, it's nice. So what I'm thinking, same thing we did with the HQ, the Patina HQ. Same blankets, all right? So get them on those seats, and I reckon that's gonna be a good start. Clean the windows, clean the dash, vacuum the floors, and we might, once we got that color, we got the seats wrapped, then what we'll do, we'll have a look at the door cards, because one important thing when you're painting trims is all the colors have to work together. If one thing stands out like dog balls, it's no good. All right, so let's chuck that on first, clean the carpet, clean the windows, and we'll see where we land. Let's get it. All right, so the wagon has yet again escalated. I love it. Everything I do escalates, but interior or door cards are out and apart. So what I've got is new old stock top trims that go along the top of the door cards. I'll show you those real quick. Boom. Some nice freshies. Right. So we're going to paint the door cards. I've mixed up some vinyl paint on the ground, come up with a solution, a colour that's pretty close. What I've got here is the armrests all apart. I have taxed 2 rear armrest pads off that car. Surprisingly, they're all right. And they have the ashtrays in them because I was missing my ashtrays. So, red hot, happy days. Now, the front armrests, they're Captain Fucked. Now, what I'm thinking, I'm going to get the little floppy disk air grinder and I'm going to take off this old vinyl on both of them. Get rid of what's left on here. Just leave as much padding as I can. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a thin layer of foam, contact adhesive it over it, and then wrap the armrests in just a bit of this vinyl material. I have it left over in the office. Right, so we're going to hopefully fix this. So let's go get that, spray those, and have a look at putting it back together. So happy days. I'm super wrapped with how the seats come out. So rear seat in there, nice. Front seat. It's still a lot with the carpet. The carpet's slightly the wrong colour. That's all right. What I'm going to do tomorrow, black floor mats in the car. It's going to fix it. What else we have to do? So the back's been cleaned up a little bit. We still got to do windows. Now, the dash at the bottom here, it's going to have a bit of 1K GMH black sprayed on it. I'm going to scuff up this column surround, paint that, and then all these little chrome bits here, I'm going to do my best with some steel wool and water and see if we can get them back up a little bit better. All right, let's continue. Also, I will rip this steering wheel off and put the one I have from my car on it because it's slightly a bit better. We also have some nice brand new door handles I had laying around. So they're going to go on. Everything's going to be cleaned up. Let's get to this. Don't film me, fucking moron. Fuck.
Why? This is part of the job.
No, it's not. This is not.
Sometimes you have...
Textured paint is not part of the job.
That's the one grit paint. Sometimes you have success, sometimes you have failure.
Hey, bitch.
All right, enjoying the weather with the boys here, good company. We're getting the car done, it's almost finished. Now, Gus just popped down to AutoPro. Again, I can't stress this enough. AutoPro Kilkenny, always a saviour. Check this out. Some plain black floor mats. Now, you might not think much of it, but the carpet's slightly wrong for the door cards and the seats. So, black floor mats in this now is going to finish it off, all right? Styling is key. Let's chuck those in. There we go, boys. Much better. Let's go for a spin. We're almost out of fuel, but we're out of fuel. Oh. The wheel alarm is well out as well. Look at it, he looks like a dwarf. Go inside the workshop. All right, guys, so we're in the car, exhaust is done, just a quick roughie, doesn't matter, you're never gonna see it, is what it is, give a fuck. All right, hear that? Way better already. Just see what it sounds like down the road. I just need to put some fuel in it. It's pretty much out of fuel. Fucking ripper. Some rattles, but you get that. The brakes are deadly good. Get a load of it, it's unreal. I'm so happy. Back in the Valiant, back on the road. Mad happy. Seats are comfy, steering's good. What more can you want? You know what I mean? What a big few days, man. It's absolutely taken out of me. But I'll tell you what, definitely worth it. You know, all the hard work pays off, guys. If you know, you never let the car win, you can always beat it. Let's get back to the shop. I just want to go cruising now, you know what I mean? Go cruising, man. All right, so we jumped forward a little bit. Since you've seen last, we chucked the trim in. Sam gave me a hand. We put a little bit of a tune on the car. Nothing crazy, just got the timing around about where it needs to be. Idle mixture screws, had to play with those. But I'll give you a quick walk around because it is looking radical. I'm so happy. So in the bay. Now again, I haven't gone overboard. This is just a quick weekend slapper. So we got the power steering lines just sitting there. They're zip tied. We're zip tie mechanics here. All the lines, the blue leads fucking kill me. The power steering's on, everything's in, happy days. So that's looking pretty neat, you know what I mean? Nothing crazy, but just neat, you know what I mean? And how often in a car that you take out on the weekend, you take birds out in it, you cruise around with your mates, do you sit there and go, you pull your dick over fucking popping the bonnet? Very unlikely, all right? So I'm happy, it's clean, it's nice to work on. We'll shut this now before you see too much. Let's check out this trim. So, vinyl paint on the door cards. It's a little bit off, but it works. It's ballpark, all right? Ballpark. It cleans it up, gets all the marks off, whatever. We've done some dodgy wrap on the armrest, but that's fine. Got floor mats in it for now. I'm full not happy with those, but they're good for what you pay. And it just cleans it up because this carpet had mad staining in it. So I really want to put like a black carpet and eventually cream trim in the car. But for now, you get in, it's clean. Again, how often do you actually really care about the carpet? Not very often. We're talking about big pictures here, but the door cards, they look neat. We put those new top trims on there. This door card's got a bit of a bow here, but we're just gonna, that's a bit willy-nilly. We put the original seat belts in, so Sam screwed these in today. I had these saved, so they got the cool buckle. So check that out. It's like an aeroplane. You lift it up, it releases. It's a bit hard to do one-handed, but buzz, you know what I mean? Super cool buckles. I'm not even gonna try, but they're cool. The seats, they look unreal. I'm so happy with the Mexican blankets. It suits it so well. I think the color scheme works. It just looks like, you know, you're cruising to the beach, you're cruising along the Esplanade, you're going through the city, insane. There's a ciggy on the roof. Beautiful, you know what I mean? You get in the car now, opposed to before, you get in the car, right? And it's clean, you know what I mean? You sit in it, you're not worried about getting stained, getting stabbed with some vinyl, whatever. You're cruising, you're fat arming. You know what I mean? You're enjoying the car. Pretty simple. I've cleaned up the chrome a little bit, nothing crazy. I still got to go over it and steel wall the car, steel wall the chrome, and it's going to look even better. But for now, until the next step, we're in business. Check this out. Let's go take it outside, do some cool little video angles. I think we'll call it here, guys. What do you reckon? I think that's a mammoth effort. Thank you to everybody that's helped. Thank you, Sam. I love you long time. Thank you, Luke, Gus, all the boys. Angelo. Happy days. There's a car on the road. Boom, just like that. Time to enjoy. And now the next episode you're going to get is finishing off these two utes. So all the modifications on the utes. I will see you very soon. All right? Very, very soon.